You don't need motivation. And I know that sounds like the dumbest thing you've heard today, because you clicked on a self-improvement video, which means some part of you is looking for that spark, that push, that one thing someone says that finally makes it click. Yeah, that's the trap. Let me describe your last 3 months and you tell me if I'm wrong. You found a video. Maybe it was about discipline, maybe about waking up early, maybe about building a business, and something in your chest lit up. You felt it. This time it's different. You set the alarm. Maybe you even went to the gym the next morning, bought a journal, downloaded a habit tracker app. Day 1 felt electric. Day 2 felt solid. Day 3 was okay. Day 5? You hit snooze. Twice. The journal's sitting on your desk, collecting dust. The app sent you a notification that said, "You're on a 0-day streak," and you just swiped it away. Sound familiar? Because that cycle has a name. It's called the motivation loop. And you've been running it on repeat like a playlist with one song. Here's what nobody in this space wants to tell you. Motivation is an emotion. That's it. It's not a strategy. It's not a foundation. It's a feeling. And feelings are about as reliable as Wi-Fi at a coffee shop. Sometimes it works great. Most of the time, it drops right when you need it. Every single phase you started and abandoned? Motivation killed it. Not laziness, not your schedule, not your genetics. You built the whole thing on a feeling. And when the feeling left, and it always leaves, the whole structure collapsed. So what actually works? A system. A 21-day system that doesn't care how you feel. 3 phases. 7 days each. And by the end, you won't need some guy on YouTube telling you to believe in yourself. You'll have something better than belief. You'll have proof. But I gotta be straight with you. What I'm about to lay out isn't complicated. It's painfully simple. And that's exactly why most of you won't do it. You'll save this video. You'll tell yourself you'll start Monday. And Monday will come and go and you'll be right back here, watching another video, looking for another spark. I'm not talking to that person. I'm talking to the one who's sick of being that person. The one who's ready to stop treating their life like a rough draft. If that's you, stay. Because this changes everything. Okay, so let me ask you something. And I want you to actually answer this in your head, not just let it pass through. How many times have you told yourself, "I'm gonna get my life together," and then didn't? 5 times? 10? More? Each time you said it, you meant it. And each time you quit, a little piece of something inside you cracked. Not dramatic, not some movie moment. Just a quiet, almost invisible shift where you stopped believing your own words. That's the real damage. Not the missed workouts. Not the wasted mornings. It's that you trained yourself, rep by rep, failure by failure, to not trust yourself. And now when you set a goal, there's a voice in the back of your head, and you know exactly which voice I'm talking about, that goes, "Sure, bro. We'll see how long this lasts." That's not laziness. That's an identity problem. See, most people think change is about willpower. Grind harder, push through, white-knuckle it. But James Clear nailed this when he wrote Atomic Habits. People don't rise to the level of their goals. They fall to the level of their systems. And I'd add something to that. They fall to the level of their identity. If the story you've been telling yourself for years is, "I'm the guy who always quits," then guess what you're gonna do every single time things get uncomfortable? You already know. Think about it like this. Your alarm goes off at 6 a.m. It's dark, it's cold. Your bed feels like it's made of magnets. And in that half-awake moment, 2 versions of you go to war. The version that set the alarm last night. The one with ambition and a plan. And the version that's been hitting snooze for the last 3 mornings. Who wins? The one with more reps. Always. And right now, the quitter has a massive head start. That's why this isn't a 90-day challenge or some new year, new me thing. 21 days, 3 weeks. That's enough time to disrupt the pattern without giving your brain enough runway to talk you out of it. The first 7 days, you're going to war with your old self, ripping out the wiring that keeps you stuck. Days 8 through 14. You build the machine, a system that runs whether you feel inspired or not. Days 15 through 21. You push the ceiling and lock in the new version, permanently. Each phase has a specific job. Skip one, the whole thing breaks. Follow all 3, and something clicks that no motivational speech could ever give you. And here's the part that should make you uncomfortable. Every single day you stay in this loop, the "I'll start soon" loop. You're not standing still. You're sliding backwards, the gap between where you are and where you could be. It's growing, right now, while you watch this. So let me walk you through exactly how this works, starting with the part that sucks the most. The first 7 days are not about productivity. Read that again. This is not about getting things done. This is about breaking a promise pattern that's been running your life since you were a teenager. Here's the core idea of Phase 1. Non-negotiable micro-commitments. And before you roll your eyes, yeah, I know. Micro-commitments sounds like something from a TED Talk your mom shared on Facebook. But shut that down for a second and actually hear this. Your brain doesn't trust you. You've told it, "We're going to the gym every day about 47 times," and followed through maybe 3. So when you announce some massive life overhaul, your brain literally goes, "Nah." It doesn't believe you, and it shouldn't. You haven't given it a reason to. So you start embarrassingly small. Not "work out for an hour." 10 push-ups, not "read a book a week." 2 pages. Not "meditate for 20 minutes." Sit in silence for 60 seconds. That's it. But that won't change anything. Right, that's the voice. The same one that's been steering you into the couch for the last however many months. The point isn't the push-ups. The point is keeping a promise to yourself and actually following through. You're rebuilding trust from zero, like a relationship you wrecked. You don't fix it with a grand gesture. You fix it by showing up consistently in small ways, until the other person starts believing you again. Except in this case, the other person is you. Days 1 through 3. Pick 3 micro-commitments. 1 physical, 10 push-ups, a 10-minute walk, whatever. 1 mental. Read 2 pages, write 3 sentences in a journal. 1 environmental. Make your bed, clean your desk, lay out clothes the night before. Do them at the same time every day. No flexibility. No, "I'll do it after lunch." You set a time, you do it at that time. Period. Days 4 and 5. Add 1 discomfort task per day. Something your body flinches at. A cold shower. Even 30 seconds at the end of your regular shower counts. An awkward conversation you've been avoiding. Setting your alarm 30 minutes earlier. The goal here isn't torture. It's teaching your nervous system that discomfort and danger aren't the same thing. Your brain has been confusing the two your entire life, and that confusion is why you avoid everything hard. Days 6 and 7. Write down every excuse your mind threw at you during the week. Every single one. "I'm too tired." "It's not working." "This is pointless." "I'll start over on Monday." Look at that list. That's the playbook your old identity uses to keep you small. And now you can see it in writing. You can't unsee it. The whole game of week 1 is this. Prove to yourself that you are someone who does what they say they'll do. That's the entire mission. Nothing else matters yet. Now, your brain is going to fight you on this, hard. Especially around day 3 or 4, when the excitement dies and all that's left is the work. Expect it. Plan for it. And do it anyway. Okay, so you survived week 1. You kept the promises. Something feels different. Not dramatic, but real. Now let me show you what happens when you stop relying on feelings and start running on a system. Phase 2 is where you stop being someone who's trying to get disciplined and start engineering your day so discipline becomes irrelevant. The core principle here is stupid simple. Systems over motivation. Motivation asks, do I feel like it? A system asks, what time is it? Shay. And when your day runs on structure instead of feelings, feelings lose their vote. 3 pillars. You build all 3 this week. Pillar 1, time blocking. You carve your day into non-negotiable slots. Morning routine. Same time, same sequence, every single day. Then a work or study block. A training block. A wind-down block. The key, and this is the part most people miss, isn't the activities. It's removing decisions. Every decision you make during the day drains a little bit of your mental battery. What to eat. When to train. Whether to study now or later. By 3 p.m. your brain is cooked, and that's when the couch starts calling. Structure eliminates those micro-decisions. You don't think. You look at the schedule. You do the thing. Pillar 2. Upgrade the commitments. Those micro-commitments from week 1? Scale them up, but, and this matters, gradually. 10 push-ups becomes a 30-minute workout. 2 pages becomes 20 minutes of reading. 60 seconds of silence becomes a 10-minute journaling session. You've already built the foundation. Now you're adding floors. But you're not jumping to the penthouse. You're going up one level at a time. This isn't a motivational sprint. It's engineering. Pillar 3, environment design. This one's underrated, and it might be the most powerful of the 3. Remove friction from good behavior. Add friction to bad behavior. Put your phone in another room after 9 p.m. Lay out your gym clothes before bed. Throw out the junk food. Don't resist it. Just get it out of the house. Delete the apps that eat your time. You don't need more discipline. You need less opportunity to be undisciplined. If this framework is making something click for you right now, hit that subscribe button. I break down systems like this every week. Stuff that actually works, not motivational quotes over sunset footage. Now here's what's going to happen around day 9 or 10. The novelty wears off. That, this time it's different energy? Gone. And your brain, smart as it is, will start rationalizing. You've been doing good, take a day off. Missing one day won't matter. You're being too extreme. That's the test. And the guys who pass it aren't the ones with the most willpower. They're the ones who built the system so tight that showing up doesn't require a decision. The alarm goes off, the schedule starts, the body moves. Feelings don't get consulted. Every single day you follow through, you're collecting what I call identity evidence. Each completed day is a vote. I am someone who shows up. By day 14, you've got 14 votes. Stack enough votes, and the election's over. The new identity wins. So now you've got the system running. The habits are scaling. But here's what separates people who do this for 21 days from people who do this for the rest of their lives. And it's not what you think. 2 weeks ago, you couldn't keep a promise to yourself for 48 hours. Now you've got 14 straight days of evidence that says otherwise. Your brain is starting to do something it hasn't done in a long time. It's starting to believe you. Phase 3 is where you stop building the machine and start pushing what it can do. The principle is simple. Raise the standard. Micro-commitments got you moving. The system gave you structure. Now you find out what you're actually capable of when you're not fighting yourself every step of the way. Days 15 through 17. Stack and stretch. Those separate habits? Combine them. Your morning becomes one block. Wake up, cold water on your face, 30-minute workout, 10 minutes of journaling. Not 4 separate commitments. One routine. One flow. Your brain can handle it now. And here's where you add something that actually scares you. Not Instagram scary. Real scary. Apply for the thing you've been putting off. Have the conversation you've been rehearsing in the shower for 6 months. That stomach-tightening feeling when you say a goal out loud? That's the edge. Step over it. Days 18 and 19. Test under pressure. These 2 days are where you find out if the machine actually works or if it only runs in perfect conditions. Because life is not going to give you perfect conditions, so you stress test it. Exhausted from a rough night? Train anyway. Packed schedule with zero free time? Find the 20 minutes. Plans fall apart? Use the open space for deep work instead of scrolling for 2 hours. The old you would have used any of these as an excuse. The new you doesn't negotiate with excuses anymore. Days 20 and 21. The identity lock. Sit down and write who you were on day 0. Be specific. The guy who set his alarm and ignored it. The guy with a notes app full of goals he never started. The guy watching discipline videos while eating cereal at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday. Then write who you are on day 21. The evidence, the reps, the mornings you showed up when everything said don't. Read both out loud. Hear the difference. That's not journaling. That's encoding. You're programming the new identity into your operating system. Now, somewhere around day 16, maybe 17, something happens that I can't really explain in a way that makes sense until you feel it. The internal argument disappears. You know the one. The should I or shouldn't I debate that happens every morning, every workout. Every time you need to do something hard. It just goes quiet. You don't decide to work out. You just do it. The way you brush your teeth. The way you lock the door when you leave the house. It's automatic. Not because you're some machine with no emotions, but because the new identity has enough votes to run the show now. That's the shift. And it doesn't feel like what you'd expect. It's not a rush. It's not hype. It's calm, almost boring. You just do things. And that boring, quiet consistency is the most powerful thing you'll ever build. But what about day 22? What if I fall off? Look, you might have a bad day, a bad week even. But you can't unlearn what 21 days of kept promises taught you about yourself. The machine might get dusty, but it doesn't disappear. And now you know exactly how to turn it back on. This was never about motivation. Motivation didn't wake you up at 6 a.m. on day 4, when your bed felt like concrete. You did. A system did. And that's something no video, no speech, no quote on a wallpaper can ever take from you. So you've got the blueprint, all 3 phases. Here's what happens next. And it starts before you close this video. 3 phases. 21 days. That's the whole thing. Phase 1. You kill the old identity. 7 days of micro-commitments that rebuild the trust you've been breaking with yourself for years. Small? Yeah. On purpose. Because small and completed beats ambitious and abandoned every single time. Phase 2. You build the machine. Time blocks. Scaled habits. An environment designed so the right behavior is the easy behavior. Your day stops running on, do I feel like it, and starts running on structure. Phase 3. You become the person who doesn't need this video anymore. You push the ceiling. You test the system under pressure. And you lock in the new identity with evidence so stacked that the old version of you can't argue with it. No magic. No secrets. No $497 course. Just a framework, 3 weeks of your life, and the decision to stop treating yourself like someone who can't follow through. Now, here's what I need from you. Not tomorrow. Not next Monday. Right now. Before you click on another video, before you go back to scrolling, before your brain has a chance to file this under interesting stuff I'll never actually do. Pick your 3 micro-commitments. 1 physical, 1 mental, 1 environmental. Write them down. In your phone, on paper, I don't care. Then set 1 alarm for tomorrow morning, the time your new day starts. And when that alarm goes off tomorrow, you don't negotiate? You don't check your phone first. You don't see how you feel. You get up, you do the first commitment. That's day one. Because here's what's actually on the line. 21 days from now, one of two things will be true. Either you're sitting in the exact same spot, same habits, same frustrations, same late-night scroll sessions where you wonder why nothing ever changes, watching yet another video, looking for yet another spark, or you're someone who proved with 21 days of evidence that they can do what they say they'll do, someone who doesn't need a video to get moving, someone who built something that feelings can't touch. That's the fork. And you're standing at it right now. You don't become unstoppable by waiting to feel strong. You become unstoppable by acting while you still feel weak. If this hit different, smash that like button. Subscribe if you want more frameworks that actually move the needle, not motivational fluff you forget in an hour. And go to the comments right now. Type, Day 1. That's your line in the sand. Once it's written, it's real. I'll see you on the other side of it.